Well, it's time for me to start my next vlog, and in the last vlog I indicated that I would concentrate this vlog on the birds that have visited the garden. I'm sat at the moment on a log on the patio, and I've got the camera here which is focused on the two bird feeders down there, which is what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks or more, to record all of the birds that have come into the garden. Or most of them anyway. Now I have actually physically seen myself, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different birds have come in the garden since the beginning of June, the 1st of June, 2nd of June. At this moment the camera is on there and there are some fledgling blue tits, but altogether so far I have seen in the garden magpie, coal tit, robin, blackbird, greenfinch, nuthatch, woodpecker, goldfinch, great tit, blue tit, house sparrow, chaffinch, jackdaw, starling and dunnock. And of all of those, only two of them where I've not seen fledglings, and that's the magpie and the coal tit. So what I have is this camera here, which is a Panasonic. It's got a 70-400 lens on it, so I can focus right up to where those feeders are and leave it here. I then have, I don't know whether the camera picks this up, I think it does, a battery pack, a Jackery battery pack, and once that is charged I can keep the camera charged with that, and that battery pack will last quite a few days. And then if I want to use my other camera or an action camera somewhere else in the garden, I've also got a small rig battery pack, which is again will charge that camera for a whole day, or action cameras for a couple of days. But I've concentrated with the birds mainly by using the Panasonic camera, and it's been incredible the amount of birds that have visited the garden. I think this last 2 weeks, 14-15 days, has actually been the busiest that I've ever seen it at this time of the year. And I'm actually putting less food out because I'm just putting peanuts out at the moment. But I am going to trial a little bit later on today, putting some sunflower hearts out onto a feeder. Problem why I'm not really doing that at the moment is because we're getting so many jackdaws coming in the garden, and starlings as well, and they are a bit of a nuisance. But the greenfinch fledgling has been coming into the garden. I have caught it on the feeder once, but it doesn't stay very long. And it is the same with the goldfinch fledglings. They're coming in, they're landing on the tree, but they're not coming down to the feeders. But if I put some sunflower hearts out, I think it would attract them down onto the feeders. So I will trial that a little bit later today, and that won't be in this vlog, but that will be in the next vlog if they do come to the feeder. Now, I did say in the last vlog about the two nesting boxes that I've got here on this fence. The one is right behind me here, which had blue tits in. The one is down the bottom behind the trellis, which had great tits in, and sadly they must have fledged while we were away for a few days over the bank holiday weekend. But despite the fact that I've not seen them leaving the nesting boxes, over the last 2 weeks we've had any amount of great tit and blue tit fledglings coming into the garden, so much so that there have been days when it's almost been impossible to count them. On the feeder that's by here to the left of me, on the feeders that were there, I did have one on the trellis, and then they'd be flitting about in the trees as well. So I have got some video of blue tits, great tits, and so many other of these birds as well. Now, the bird which I've most been looking forward to coming into the garden was the woodpecker. And when we moved into this house, or prior to us moving into this house, there was an old tree in the bottom of the garden, but we asked for it to be taken down before we signed the contracts to move in because it was dead. And when we moved in, I was speaking to the neighbour behind, and she told me that they were glad to see the tree gone because it was a dead tree, but a little disappointed because there used to be a woodpecker that used to come and just fly into the tree. And so that gave me hope that once my garden was established, I would see woodpeckers coming in. And lo and behold, 1 year later, we had woodpeckers in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. But last year, the woodpeckers didn't come at all. But this year, I'm glad to say that the woodpecker returned. And he came, first of all, the adult one on its own. And then a week later, it came with a fledgling. And then yesterday I was working in the conservatory instead of upstairs, had the camera focused down there, and I noticed that a third woodpecker, another fledgling, came into the garden. And I hoped that the camera had picked them up, and I have got a little brief bit of footage with the 3 woodpeckers in. Now it's interesting when the woodpeckers are in the garden, because there have been times when I've had the camera just inside my utility doorway because of the weather, and if I've seen the woodpeckers come on the feeder, I've slowly come down into the utility and I've got the camera, and I've been able to move the camera to by the end where it is here, and I've stayed and been able to focus on the woodpeckers, and they've not been bothered about me at all. And even when they've come on this feeder by here, I've been able to stand by the door with the camera and video. So they seem to be quite used to having me or seeing me in the garden. Now it's 11:15, and the camera's been on there all morning, but there's not been anything of interest. But that's because we've had washing out, and I've just took the washing in and decided to just do this little bit of an intro and get ready to then add the video that I want to add in of the birds that have visited over the last 2 weeks. So just enjoy this vlog, and the next vlog will probably contain some more bird video as well. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will label the birds along as the video goes. I've turned the sound down because obviously when the camera's out here, it's picking up all the noise in the area, whether it's work going on with mowers, roadworks, the bin lorry, children playing in the gardens, and so the sound will be turned down for the video. I should add that it's the 19th of June today, and I usually do my 360 in the greenhouse and the garden, but it was looking like we were going to be getting rain today, so I actually did those yesterday, and so I will include those in this vlog as well.